goals. Irrespective of that, the Acharya, including, thank you, the Acharyas, including our founder Acharya Prabhupada, as well as other predecessors, have set themselves some goals in spiritual life as well as for others. They encouraged. And we also, with a vision, with a plan, with a goal, are trying to set forth not just for this year 2017, but actually looking all the way up to 2020. That said, why are we here today? I'll just want to take a poll, or everybody give an opportunity that's here. Why book distribution? Why do we have to do book distribution? Because we get phone calls. We should share what we have. Any others? It pleases Prabhupada. Very nice. Yes. 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 Exactly right. Sure. Do you have anything to say? One of the prominent ways of preaching. Yes, exactly. You have anything? Why do you think we have to do book distribution, Mataji? Speechless. That's another reason. That's fine. So, for all the reasons that you have mentioned, here is what we did in the year 2016. One of the goals, primarily I mentioned at the beginning, is the BBT remittance. And recently I tried to share on our WhatsApp group a document that was circulated by the Book Distribution Ministry, specifically from ISKCON Prabhu. The reason is because we need to know why we are getting the books from BBT, or why we are doing the book distribution by taking the books from BBT. So long time ago, Prabhupada has circulated a memo or a letter, correspondence to his disciples saying that for two purposes, the BBT helps us to propagate the movement in more than one ways. And two prominent ways is by educating people about spirituality, by giving them the opportunity of printing books, giving them the books, to give them the opportunity to read the books. And the second reason is build, which is where right now, one of the temples. So when we buy a book, please note that every time 50% of that money, whatever we invest, goes to printing of the book, and 50% goes to the temple projects, including the mega project that is coming up in Mayapur, the Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So in the year 2015, we did some amount, I think $51,000. We had that much worth of books we bought from BBT. So at the beginning of last year, as I said, everybody sets goals. So the book department or the book ministry, right, BBT, they have set out the goal. Now the North American leaders have set up a goal of 10% increase from the previous year. So we were told that, hey, by the way, you have to increase your remittance by 10%. That means previously we did 51,000. Last year it's almost 57,000. And then somehow, like I said, because of all of your efforts, we actually did reach the goal, if you want to call it. We were short by $80. Anybody has $80 right now with them? We can meet that goal. We don't have to. We almost met that. 9.99% is almost as good as 10%. So kudos to all of you, and Haribo. Yes. This is another of your accomplishments. We did 42,104 books. The year before, we did something like 33,000, something like that. About 9,000 more books we did than 2015. Out of those 42,000, 6,266 were Bhagavad Gitas. Something we have not done in recent years. 51 Srimad Bhagavatam sets and 31 almost Chaitanya Charitamrita sets. We can imagine like we get one set, and it's not just getting a Bhagavad Gita or selling a Bhagavad Gita. It's a lot of, because people have to be convinced that they have to get the books. Of course, we ran some promotions which were very effective for Janmashtami and Gaur Purnima, which were very, like I said, effective as in very popular, that people took those books. But at the same time, the good thing is that many number of households now have those gifts or those books, because some of them, for example, we took a set of Bhagavatam, and we gifted to somebody. That way, somebody's household has Prabhupada's books of Srimad Bhagavatam specifically. So, some more of our accomplishments, what we did in 2016. We were ranked based on our total distributed books, number 7, in all of North America. Top 10. And then we were also ranked in the world amongst the category of small temples. It's calculated, or the category is our small, medium, large. And based on the number of devotees that are in the temple that are actively participating in book distribution. So we come as a small category. And out of those 228 temples, not bad for a 16th rank. And then worldwide, out of the 339 temples, without any classification, without any categorization, we were ranked number 47. So again, kudos to all of you. Coming to 2017. Now that we have done something, we have to do more in 2017. So 2017, the goal, again, for BBT, which is not set by us, but by the North American Temple Sankirtan leaders and the whole team at the GBC meetings, couple of months, back in January. It was again this year also. They agreed upon unanimously, not just our temple, unanimously all over North America, to increase by 10%. So that translates, based on what we spent last year, to $62,610. That much we have to spend in books. So that's also, we can only spend in books. I'm sharing this with you. We can only spend in the amount for buying books if we can get the books out. Otherwise, we will just be storing them without any purpose. So that's not the thing. We have to get the books. We have to get the books out. So since we have to get the books out, and since we have to do a bit more, and since we have identified some very enthusiastic devotees, including all of you and those who could not be here today, we have set a little bit higher goal than last year. Last year, our goal was set up at 50,000 books, and we fell short by 8,000. So we thought we will set up our goal a little bit higher to see where we will fall this year. So this is 60,000. And then out of those, we want to sell 15,000 minimum Bhagavad Gitas, and then a total of 100 sets, both including Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatams. Last year we did about 82, so we'll see. I think we got a good start, and we have identified a few ways, and we'll still be doing more of the brainstorming to increase those numbers. How are we going to achieve our goals? That's what I try to brief here or mention here. At the bottom is the total, which is just above our goal, and then different ways. Of course, these are not not the only ways we can distribute books, but these are some of the key ways that we thought we can make a difference. For example, the total sets is 100 sets through different promotions for Gaur Purnima, for Janmashtami, and other festivals. MSF, today we are going to set out pretty soon, hopefully. And then over the entire year, we will be going, this year, we increased from one day last year on Saturdays to both Saturday and Sunday so that we can increase our presence outside this temple and increase the book distribution to 5,000 books. And some others are mentioned. Anybody note anything significant in this? I mean, there are multiple significant things, but does anything seem that you want to raise eyebrows or mention or talk about? Good. Yes. Traveling Sankirtan party. The guy just left a few minutes ago. He had to go somewhere. Traveling Sankirtan party. She, out of the 42,104 books last year, distributed almost 26,000 books alone. So our thing is 16,000 something. This year, we have a higher goal for him, 30,000 books, although he's still single on the road, not by any other standards. So if you subtract 60,000 from 30,000, we're left with 30,000. That's all we have to do. He's doing the major portion. Anybody else has anything else that we want to talk about this? Nothing? Okay. I'll move on. So the same thing in terms of pie chart I try to present to say what is our contribution. The MSF contribution is 8%. Smart boxes 1%, December marathon 16%, which is as good as Brahmacharya Ashram's goal of 16%, Spanish Sankirtan 2%. Again, lion's share, we're going to pass on the burden to TSKP. So this is something, a sad story right now. This is what it took all this time, unfortunately. The video plays, which I think is still good, I think. So let's see what this video is about. It's, sorry? Oh. Somehow, due to the technical issues, we are not able to hear the sound of this. So just watch the video, that's all for now, unfortunately. Oops, why is it not coming? Yeah, the video is also not coming, I'm sorry. Then again, we have to plug it, it's not going to work easily. So this video is about what Chicago is about. And unfortunately, because of technical issues, we're not able to see it, or on the speakers also. Well, if we change that and to switch back, it'll do that. Something is bad. Yeah, what to do? There's nothing we'll. I mean, the background is about what Chicago is about, what are the different things in Chicago that are appealing to in general. What is Chicago famous? Sense gratification. Okay, I was going to understand what you have seen. or what you have gotten from the video. Summers is correct. It's 4 months, that's true. They're not showing the Hare Krishnas. Very, very significant remark. There is a reason for that. Okay, that ends the video. So, oops, before it auto starts to some other videos, I'll shut it down. So, what is Chicago famous for? I'm sorry to keep you all this long, but I just want to wrap it up pretty soon. Please bear with me. What is Chicago famous for? Give me. Sinful activities. Perfect. It should be infamous. Another thing. Anyone else? Pizzas. Perfect. Yes. Shooting, unfortunately. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The exact thing I'm looking for. Yes, Prabhu. Unfortunate. Sure. So, why I showed that video, unfortunately, because of the technical difficulties, different people have different answers. It's not like there is a perfect answer. But for me, when I saw that video, I saw the people. As Mataji said, so many people, so many people, so many people. They all are coming to Chicago to visit, to work, to live, to do whatever they were doing. So, in numbers, Chicago has a 2.7 million people living. Jitendra Prabhu commented, people are leaving. That's right. That's right. It's not the metropolitans included, just Chicago itself, in which we share our zip code or legal address, the temple shares. It's not including the suburbs, it's not including the metropolitan areas. It is only, quote unquote, the city of Chicago. 2.7 million. Our goal, if you divide, the 60,000 may look big, and as I said, thanks to Parmakarna Prabhu, the traveling Sankirtan party, 30,000 is already out of our picture. Only 30,000. Our goal for every 45 people, we have to sell only one book in the whole of Chicago. Then we will reach our goal by the end of the year. Last year, over 51 million people visited Chicago. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.3, what is the verse? 7.3, anyone? Manishyanam Sahasreshu. So all that we have to do is for every 1,000 people, we have to give one Bhagavad Gita, our goal will be achieved. Almost 850 people, one book, we will reach our goal. So the point here is that people are coming to Chicago. We have to ask ourselves, are we going to meet them? Are we putting ourselves to meet them? Are we making opportunities for ourselves? Prabhupada says in a lecture that the field is open for everybody. So the field is open for us. They are visiting, we can also be visitors. The same places we have seen in the video. Again, as someone said, they're going for sense gratification. We're going to tell them that it's bad for their sense gratification. It's bad for their lives to indulge in those things by giving these books, which is okay. A different purpose altogether. So, different ways of how we can achieve this. You can go on the streets on MSF. We can go be participants at various festivals. We have, by the way, registered for almost three festivals. I'm going to submit an application today. One is Custer State Fair, which is going to happen on June 18th. Another is Skokie Festival, which is going to happen on the May 21st and 22nd. uh, the Wanderlust yoga event, which where we did last year book distribution outside the tent, outside their festival. This year, they asked us to be a non-profit partner, which is a remarkable thing. Of course, we may not be allowed to sell books inside their facility, but a great way of reaching out to people, doing japa and other things which are allowed. Book distribution or selling books may not be allowed, other things are allowed. So, great way for us. And then we are also going to set up at the farmers market this year from June 3rd to October 14th, 4 months. Every Saturday, we're going to have, a few years ago, Manoj Prabhu set up his big tent there, big sale there. This year, we are going to set up our book table and other things, gift store items, japa uh, experience. And then we are going to go door to door, just like today. Other institutions, yesterday, Subal Prabhu was at an interfaith meeting. We have permission. Of course, we can't get the whole year because of there are others also, other religious entities also that are interested in presenting their things to others. So we have to share or we have to do only when others are not there. So, but we can still do it, O'Hare and Midway. So how can I help? You can help in several ways. Of course, this is only a list of things. This presentation is not to say this is very specific, but some of the things to share with you all. We can get the books from the temple. That's help for the temple. That will clear some space so that we can get more books. Take part in the book distribution events like today you have all come. It's not like you don't have any other things to do on a Saturday, but you chose to come, for which we are all very thankful. And we all have different things going on, but still you chose to come. We have other ways of reaching out or other ways of supporting the book distribution. You can support by sponsoring for the tents that we're going to set up in the Skokie Festival, Custer Street Festival, Edgewater Festival, so many other things, where we have to pay from the temple at least anywhere between $300 to $450 to set up a table for that 1 or 2 days of festivals that they have, weekends usually. So you can support by donating money towards those fees or other logistics also. There are different ways you can also support. You don't have to go out in the street or knock on the door to give the books, but you can still be in the kitchen, cook for the devotees prasadam, clean, arrange the book room, so many different things. We can not name everything there. And the most important and most effective thing that I have seen in my personal life also, spreading the word out. Just talk about Prabhupada's books. It doesn't take a lot to say that, hey, have you read this book? To your friend, your colleague, your coworker, your family members, your relatives, whoever they are. It doesn't take a lot. Just talking about, hey, Ram Navami is coming. Have you heard of Ramayana? Do you want a copy? Or Janmashtami is coming. Have you heard of Krishna? You have a Bhagavatam. You have a Bhagavad Gita. Whatever that is. Different ways to engage. Words have power. Words are very effective. And words can be used negatively also, which is the norm of the Kali Yuga. But being the practitioners of devotion service, we have a higher responsibility of using those words in a positively impacting others' lives. So, different ways, like I said. Again, thank you all for being here and thank you all for being there when it really counted back in 2016. It really counted. All your efforts are very much appreciated. And most important thing is you have all contributed to one of the primary missions of Srila Prabhupada and contributing. And again, it's one thing we all have to understand is it can only happen as a team, not an individual's effort. It's not somebody else's work or somebody else's responsibility. It's collective responsibility, collective effort, collective endeavors that will yield the results. And the last one is very, very important thing. Again, that one is Prabhupada mentioning. Maybe you may have seen that video, maybe not. But again, he's speaking. Since the audio is not working, unfortunately, we'll have to end here. And what? Yes. So maybe now what we will do is, yeah, then we will just do from here, I guess.
Personal qualification, but I simply tried to satisfy my Guru. That's all. My Guru Maharaj asked me that if you get some money to print books, so there was a private meeting. Some of my important God brothers also there. It was in Radha Kunda. So Guru Maharaj was speaking to me that since we have got this Bhagavaja marble temple, there has been so many dissensions. And everyone is thinking we'll occupy this room or that room, that room. I wish therefore to sell this temple and the marble and print some book. Yes. So I took up this from his mouth that he is very fond of books. And he told me personally that if you get some money, print books. Therefore I am stressing on this point. Where is book? Where is book? Where is book? So kindly help me. This is my request. Print as many books in as many languages and distribute throughout the whole world. Then Krishna consciousness movement will automatically increase.
Just off the shores of Lake Michigan sits a microcosm of the great American city. A majestic city. A city that portends the future, time and time again. Molded by innovators and dreamers that once opened the prairies and transformed the continent. Where lofty aspirations and big dreams shaped the greatest city in America. Imagine Chicago. The most architecturally diverse skyline in the world serves as the perfect backdrop to explore the culture of 77 unique neighborhoods. Beyond the downtown Loop experience, a taste of China, or the flavors of Mexico, 1,500 miles north of the border. Imagine 25 Michelin-starred restaurants that dot the landscape of the culinary capital of the nation. Where over 2.6 million square feet serves as the ideal business destination for meetings and conventions. McCormick Place, the largest and most flexible convention center in the Western Hemisphere. With hundreds of diverse hotels and more than 36,000 rooms, from boutique to classic. You won't find a better place to lay your head, or a better view to wake up to. Imagine an energy that reverberates from Chicago's 200 theaters, the best theater in the country. Where international aviation was introduced to the world, a transportation mecca and the only dual hub in the United States, with over 3,000 daily flights to nearly 300 destinations. Chicago is the pulse of America. Imagine 26 miles of lakefront. The best festivals in the U.S., including Lollapalooza, the premier music festival in North America. 552 parks and 40 museums. A shopper's paradise. Nightlife that doesn't sleep. And a sports enthusiast's playground. Why imagine? Experience. Chicago.
Different setting. So that's all what we have. Like I said, for every 45 people living in Chicago, we just have to sell one book. When we go out on distribution, at least for me, I get a lot of no's. After I calculated this number, my inspiration is, okay, I will wait for 44 no's. And as long as within 45 no's, I get one yes, I'm okay. I will go on for the next 45. And Prabhupada and Krishna, Kishore, they're very merciful. They reciprocate. It's not the, in other words, it's not the result also, rather than the effort. Result is already made. We just have to keep our foot out and do the effort. Krishna will manifest the result in whichever way he wants. We just have to do our job. So that's all I have for now, but hopefully I will keep in touch with you all by updating you all throughout the year where we are in terms of our goals and how far we have come and how far we have to go, so that all you, the key players, you are informed. And one of the things I did not mention throughout the presentation is that if you can come up with your own ideas so that we can give out the books, so that we can improve this, I'm always open. And it is, like I said, not one person's agenda, not one person's effort or endeavor. It's a teamwork, and things cannot happen by one person. So please keep that in mind, and also, like I said, give your thoughts to this and see how we can make it better for everyone. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So